friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining. My name is Brandy. Some of you may know me as Live with Biv on Instagram. I do also have a blog at livewithbiv.com that I need to start posting on again. And for those of you that requested it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you guys are interested in helping out my channel, I do have an affiliate code for 10% off on Olive Av Polish, and Beyond Polish, that code is BIV10. If you guys are interested in helping me out, I greatly appreciate it. Now, without further ado, let's get to some polishes. Okay, so first up here we have Johanna. Johanna is described as a vibrant, ultra bright knockout pink, and this is one of my absolute faves from this collection. You guys will see I do have a lot of faves in this collection. I love neon polishes, I love the Zoya wide brush, and I love the formula of all of these polishes. They're so good. So back to Johanna, this is an easy 2-coater and it does dry matte. So if you want a shiny finish, make sure to add a shiny top coat and you will be good to go. Getting right into comparisons, here we have China Glaze XO. XO is probably the closest, but it is a tad bit warmer, and the formula is not as good on that one. Orly Breathables Burst Your Bubblegum is more muted, and OPI I Quit My Day Job is quite a bit lighter. Next up here we have China Glaze's Cup or Cone is lighter. Glisten and Glow Laid Back is a different shade of pink, as is Morgan Taylor's Spin Me Around. And then here you can see our next polish. I'm going to show you Zoya Lani and how it compares to Johanna. Then here we have Morgan Taylor, she's a classic, and Cirque Shopaholic. So you can see how those compare. Now moving right along to Lani, another absolute fave. I think this might be my fave from this collection. Zoya Lani is described as a bright salmon coral. This one's opaque in 2 easy coats, and again, this one does dry matte, as most neons do. You guys, this polish, I've been wearing this polish nonstop on my toenails and on my hands because it's so pretty. It's so perfect for summer. It's so bright and it's just so cheery. People at work have noticed this color on my hands and they love it as well. So if you're gonna pick up any of these, I highly recommend picking this one up. Getting right into comparisons. Here we have Essie Throw in the Towel, Essie Blushin' and Crushin', and Essie No Shade here, so you can see how those compare. And then I pulled out Essie Strike a Rose, which was lighter. Zoya Gigi and Zoya Ali were different shades of, well, they're basically red, so they aren't salmon or coral. And then here we have Morgan Taylor's Got Some Altitude, which was close-ish, but it's a little bit more muted. The same with OPI On Another Level. And then here you can see Essie Cute as a Button. And next up is Brinkley. And now that I'm watching this back and seeing the photos, I don't know. I might like this one the most. It's either between Brinkley or Lani as my absolute fave. So this is a gorgeous, ultra bright raspberry magenta cream. It's a stunner. It applies like butter. I did 2 coats here, but this one could totally be a 1-coater. It's freaking phenomenal. Here you can see comparisons. We have China Glaze Sugar Junkie, which is discontinued now. Sugar Junkie and Brinkley are close-ish. Brinkley has a little bit more magenta in it, but if you are looking for a color that is similar to Sugar Junkie, I would say this is probably one of the closer colors I've seen. Then Cirque Gossip and Swoon in the Lagoon by Essie were darker. Next up here we have Saria, another absolute beauty. This one's just a tad bit darker than Brinkley. This is another one that's almost a 1-coater. You could probably easily do 1 coat, put a top coat on, and you're good to go. I did do 2 coats here though. Getting right into comparisons. Here we have Saria. So Saria does dry matte, but this is Saria with a top coat next to Brinkley. So you can see how much brighter Brinkley is. And then Morgan Taylor's You Occupy My Heart and Essie Swoon in the Lagoon. So you can see how those compare. And then here you can see Saria, how it actually dries without a top coat. And I compared it to Zoya Charisma and China Glaze Sugar Junkie here. And next up is Alara. I would say Alara is probably the one that you do have dupes for. It's not necessarily a must-have unless you love these colors. It is a very pretty color. It's described as a juicy fire engine red with pink undertones. It's an easy two-coater and it's pretty. But let's get into comparisons to see how this one compares to other reds. Here we have Essie Hope in the Heat. It was very similar to that polish. OPI Emmy Have You Seen Oscar was more orange, and then Essie Double Breasted Jacket was pretty darn close. And then I pulled out Essie Watermelon, you can see on my ring finger, and Love by Essie's I Am the Spark. And I would say Watermelon's also pretty close. Any reds with a pinky undertone are going to be pretty similar to Alara. Okay, let's get to some glitter. This is Georgie. Georgie is described as a vibrant summer red with a holographic glitter finish. And this one is really pretty. It's an easy two-coater, and I love the little holographic glitters in this. I don't necessarily feel like it's a summer color, but I think it's gonna be absolutely perfect for Christmas time. The next glitter here is Vita. Vita is described as a reflective pink with a shimmering hollow finish, and this is another really pretty glittery polish. It's an easy two-coater, and I think this one's perfect for summer. And then here you can see some comparisons to Georgie and Vita. I pulled out Zoya Venus, which had more pink in it, and then Zoya Milana compared to Vita. Zoya Milana had a little bit more purple blue tones in it. Next up we have Marisol, and they switched out Pluto from last year's Beachy Brights collection with Marisol. So I will show you how Pluto and Marisol compare. Marisol is described as a bold and audacious turquoise cream. It's another two-coater with a great formula, and this one does dry matte. This one is so bright. It glows on your nails. And then getting right into comparisons. Here we have Zoya Pluto. You can see it's a little bit darker, and then I compared this to Essie Take the Lead and Essie Out of the Blue, so you can see how those compare. Okay, next up we have Bodie. Bodie is described as an ultra light Portland orange cream. So I had to Google Portland orange because I didn't know what that was. So Google told me that Portland orange is the color of light emitted by the don't walk phase of pedestrian crossing signals, just in case anybody else wanted to know. So this is a very bright orange. I wouldn't necessarily call this a neon orange. I feel like it could have been brighter to be more neon, but it's pretty, it's fine. It's not my fave, obviously. I've chosen my faves. It's just okay. This is a two-coater, and I don't love it on my skin tone. And then here we have comparisons. So I would have loved to have this be more similar to China Glaze Sweeter Than Sugar. I love that polish. So you can see how that compares. And then Cirque Rumor Mill is on my pointer finger. And then I pulled out Zoya Lani to show you guys how that one compared. And then here we have OPI Flex on the Beach, Essie Check In to Check Out, so you can see how those compare. And next up, this polish is a stunner. This is Cove, and this is my favorite polish of the three holographic glitters. This is described as a holographic tropical teal with green reflections. It's a two-coater, and it shines on your nails. It's so pretty. I love this one so much. I pulled out a few comparisons to this polish. So we have Zoya Lennon, which is another polish I absolutely adore, Zoya Sparrow, and Zoya Elsa, so you can see how those compare. And next up we have Avani, and Avani is my favorite neon green ever. It's actually looking a little bit more yellow than it is in real life in this swatch photo, but you guys, if you haven't noticed, I've been showing how this looks in studio lighting and regular indoor lighting on all of these swatches. I just haven't mentioned that. So now you guys know, but like I said, Avani is a gorgeous neon green. This is another 2-coater. This is another one that dries matte, and this is another one that's one of my faves. Getting right into comparisons, here we have Cirque Cash Rules Everything Around Me, Cirque Electric Daisy, and China Glaze Tropic Like It's Hot. So you can see how those compare, and you can see that Avani really is a true neon green. And last but not least, we have Taji. Taji is described as a vibrant yellow cream. Taji is a 2-coater, super easy to apply. You can see how it looks here under studio lighting and then in normal indoor lighting. And let's move along to some comparisons. Here we have OPI I Just Can't Copacabana, Zoya, Darcy, and OPI Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet. I Just Can't Copacabana was a little bit lighter, and I would say Zoya, Darcy, and Exotic Birds are close-ish. And then next up here we have Cirque Hedonist was quite a bit brighter, and then SE Sunshine Be Mine and Orly Sunny Side Up. Orly Sunny Side Up has some shimmer in it that's not super noticeable, but that does make it different from Taji. And then SE Sunshine Be Mine is a little bit brighter, maybe. It's so hard to know how to describe these. So I'm just gonna end this here. This is my conclusion. I'm set to leave. I'm going to see my daughter in Charleston, South Carolina tomorrow. It's 12:30 in the morning. So actually today I'm leaving, so I'm gonna close out here. All right, love you guys. Hope you have an absolutely fabulous morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Make it great. Love you all. Bye. Mwah.